Hey, what's up, guys? Double Games here, back playing some more You Have Eternity. Just wanted to hop in here real quick, and I actually had a talking point of sorts. But let me jump in real quick. So, fairly recently, I just had a kind of an interesting one-on-one, like in technology. It's weird. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere in technology, but they have this thing where you meet with your manager every 2 weeks, and you just talk about, whatever. Usually about work, but sometimes it doesn't. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be. But anyways, again, you've heard me talk about how. Oh, actually, did I talk about this? Basically, like, people are not working. Like, a lot of people aren't working right now, and not necessarily because of COVID. I mean, COVID, I think, definitely pointed what's the word I'm looking for? A magnifying glass on some of the problems in our work industry. But anyways, I got to talk to him about how I'm kind of wanting to leave because I don't know, the way we do things is just so backwards. It's like basically 101 of like management and project organization, and we're just not getting it right. And so there's repercussions for stuff like that, right? Like for instance, if I jump from a high building and land on my feet, the repercussions is, I break my legs, right? Just cause and effect, right? And so for some reason we make these really stupid decisions, and then we think like, oh, well, let's just try harder. It's like, that's not a solution. Like, you have to fix the problem. Like, me trying harder to jump off a 20-foot building and not break my legs isn't realistic, right? There's not enough like manpower to make something like that not happen. And so that's kind of the mentality they've took. And like, I guess I'm fortunate enough, at least where I currently am in my position, that I don't really care about my job. Like, I can afford to say something like that and not be worried about losing my job because, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective, people that do what I do are in high demand. People want software engineers. In fact, they're having a really hard time finding quality candidates. So anyways, I was talking to my manager, and I was telling him all this stuff, and I was complaining, and I was like, yo, this sucks, we're doing this wrong, and this is awful, and they don't fix this, nothing's gonna happen. And I think it was kind of refreshing for people to hear people talk like that, like in reality, like to hear people talk in reality instead of corporate speak. Like, I don't know, because he ended up opening it up to me. So like, he's my manager, and he's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, I don't like how this is going. I feel your sentiments. I felt myself, the same way, and da 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 da. And I was like, oh man, should you be telling me this? But I mean, again, it's refreshing to hear people speak the truth and be honest about the way things are. And I don't know, I feel like that's the biggest problem with the world as it is business, really. I saw it when I used to work at Target, and like, before I left, they were like, we used to have like 6 people on the sales floor, and the sales floor is just like, Target, the place where employees, or not employees, but customers walk around and do their shopping, right? We call that the sales floor. And so, we'd have soft lines, which is like, the clothing department, hardware, there's a bunch of different ones. There's like probably 10 different areas within Target that we'd have to have people there, either to answer customers' questions, or they call zoning, where you like pull everything to the front so it looks clean. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have, like, if someone bought 10 boxes of cereal, or 5, there's a big gap, we just pull the other ones up to the front so it looks nice and neat. Anyways, let me save that too. That was good enough. And so when I left, though, they cut it down to like 3 people to do the entire sales floor. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then they were like, oh, it's like, well, okay, then so we have to do less? They're like, oh, no, we want the same quality. We're just going to use less people. And I'm like, again, that doesn't make sense. That's not how things work, right? Like think of anything in life like, well, like scientifically, right? Like, if you had to take amount of force to push something, if you don't have the force, you can't push it. And there's no way to get about it. You have to apply that force in order to move it. That's just how things work. We seem to believe, or business likes to believe, that like you can get by with hard work and willpower, and it's like, no, certain things you just can't. Like, there is some stuff that you can, right? But I'd argue that they mislabel that stuff all the time, and it's super annoying. And that's part of the problem with this world, honestly. Anyways, I'm no ranting and raving. Some people actually, not some, like one person mentioned to me that they, you know, they don't come just to watch the gameplay. Sometimes I feel like my talking is actually a distraction, but he was saying no. And I understand that. I feel the same way too. I wish other YouTubers would talk more about stuff other than, like, I don't know, talking points about, you know, oh, if I act more, you know, that formula I was telling you about where it's like, oh, if I act more happy and make up stuff that's happy, you know. Again, people want to hear real stuff, like my manager. Like when I was talking to him about real talk, he started talking to me real talk, and he was like, I appreciate you talking to me, because he's like, I don't hear that within my own managers. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you don't. Right? And he seems like a pretty cool dude too. Like, he's down to earth and realistic. And you know what's funny? So there's this other guy I work with who, really smart guy, and he should easily become a manager, but they're not doing it because, in my opinion, they want a yes man. They don't want the most qualified person. They want someone who will do what they say and not question it. And so this guy, the other manager I was talking to, I think they label him as kind of a yes man, but if he didn't, they would get rid of him. Actually, where was I going with that? There's a point I was going to make there. Oh, hello. Oh, that's terrifying. I don't remember what I was going to say. Shoot, there was a point I was going to make there. I think I completely lost it, but... Anyways, oh, I know what I was going to say. He's a real person, too. Like, he's realistic, and my friend, he talks, you know, like me. But they're not going to give him the manager position because they don't want people like that. They do not want to hear that mess. I don't know why. Honestly, don't know why. I feel like it's short-sighted. I don't know. I could go on forever. It's just like something that really makes me mad. With the way the world is. And you could probably draw parallels to this in other aspects of your life. So unfortunately, business affects everything, right? Like, what is not affected by business? You may not think so, but honestly, it really is. Well, it actually, I guess it depends on where you live. That's kind of why I want to leave the country. Because I feel like other countries aren't as corrupt as we are, but, you know, I don't know. I've never been to other countries. It's just crazy. I don't know what to do anymore. It's nutty. Maybe it's just part of getting older. I feel like it's just gotten worse, though. Like, I never cared about politics or any of the stuff I'm talking about right now. Until recently. And I'm not going to go into, like... Well, yeah, I'm not going to go into that. I mean, I feel like... Yeah, you know what? I should, right? Let's just be honest. Let's be real here. Like, I feel like a lot of this kind of picked up when Trump became president. If you're not from the U.S., you might not understand what that means, but the amount of straight up, like, corruption, and not even like, there's always been corruption, right? But at least they had the decency to hide it. They don't hide it no more. In fact, they've doubled down, and they feel more free about it. I remember I watched a movie recently. What was the name of that movie? It was a movie about the housing market crash. The Long Short, or yeah, I think it's The Long Short, or something like that. Anyways, at one point in the movie, one of the characters is like, when did evil win? Like, when did evil prevail? Like, it's always been, you know, you do something wrong, oh, eventually you get caught because you did something bad. But now people, they do something wrong, they get caught, nothing bad happens, and then they keep doing it, and it gets worse, and it's like, what is going on? Maybe that's just my perspective, right? It's hard for me to know. You know, based on what I said about my mental health, it's hard to tell if I feel that way, so I'm interpreting it that way, or if that's the way it really is. And I'm open-minded enough to see that it could be just me being crazy. And that's why I don't act on it too much, you know? I mean, it helps to have someone you can bounce ideas off of. Like, for me, I trust my wife, so I tell her these things, and I'm like, am I crazy? It's kind of like, using her as a mirror of sorts to see if what I'm saying is just me being crazy, or if there's some reality in it. If what I can understand, or what I gather, is I'm not completely crazy here, and that a lot of people kind of feel the same way. I don't know. Take that for what you will. I know I've said a lot of weird things today. But you know, I usually don't have... Well, that's not entirely true. I usually don't have a lot to say, but the reality is I kind of do. I just don't know how to do it, or I don't know. Like, if you interviewed me, I'd be way more talkative, but just, like, sitting here to an open microphone playing video games, I don't know. It's really strange. Actually, when I used to do recently I was doing a bunch of Twitch stuff with my wife and her sisters. I was very vocal then too, like you would see a different side of me, probably the more how I usually am. But I stopped doing it because it's a long story. It's kind of a long story. Yeah, it's a long story. But anyways, enough of that. Let's focus a little bit on the game here. I'm like going in the opposite direction. So we have a map, I noticed. Oh, there's a lot of places we haven't been to. Let's go over here. You know, it is kind of fun to talk about that stuff, though. Because that's like me really being me and speaking the truth. Because a lot of times on here, I'm just kind of like... I don't want to say pretending. Yeah, pretending's not the word, but... trying to be more upbeat than I usually am. Because no one wants to come on here and see someone just like... you know what I mean? Like a zombie. I mean, part of that is just true. I don't know. Again, I don't know. Oh man, I need health really bad, I just realized. They are really, really, really skimping on the health here. Like this is, you know, so if you remember like the previous Doom I was playing, the other, like the real playthrough or the main maps, how I was being really stingy with health and armor. This is why I think I was thinking of this. Because they don't give you much. So I was like constantly saving, but I never really ended up needing it. And this, you definitely need it. You can easily get to a place where you can't continue because there's no health pickups. And in fact, I think that's part of the reason why I have so many Eternity saves. Because I get hurt a lot and be like, I don't want to save it. Who's hitting me? Ah, okay. I don't want to save it here and then I don't have enough health to move forward, so I do like these temporary saves to see if it was good enough to pass. Sort of deal. Oh man, we really can't take any damage here. I heard that. Ah, you, sir. Oh, did he explode? Did they explode before? Oh, shoot. Oh, that's... wow. Alright, you might have to focus up a little bit now. I think I've been playing too loose with my health, and now we're at a point where, well, like I was saying, that it might be difficult to win. I have grenades, so let's go ahead and... I think I'm gonna toss a grenade in here. That guy didn't even see me. Bye-bye. Alright, we're gonna save that. That's good enough. Oh, you're still alive? Oh my god, there's still a lot of guys in here. Alright, we need to find this guy. Oh man. I feel like something like lightning hit me there. But feel free though in the comments to fire back, you know, with what I was talking about. If you agree or don't agree. To be honest with you, I like conversation. Like there, you know, I don't know if you've seen it, but Osiris or Sirum, I really do appreciate when he comments and has meaningful things. I mean, even if it's not meaningful, but again, like I really appreciate him, and I would appreciate you guys too, even if you don't, you know, comment. But you know, I don't know you. I feel like I kind of know a Serum because he does comment, so I'm not saying I don't enjoy all my viewers, so. But I guess what I'm saying is, if you want me to know you, say something, and I will talk to you too. And I do enjoy it. Ooh, that health looks really delicious right now. Like, part of me just wants to jump up there and grab it. How many guys are left? Wow, there's still more than half. Or I have less than half killed. Yikes. Yeah, that's not good. Let's do anything. I need that secret. Oh well, we'll keep moving forward. I don't think I killed this guy yet in here, right? Yeah. Something's hurting me. Oh god, I'm stuck. Yeah, it's people up here. I have a rocket launcher. No, I don't. Never mind. I'm thinking of the last level. These guys are kind of walking super slow here. It's kind of funny. Just casually like taking a stroll. Oh, good health. Thank you. You know, I can't see my HP because my microphone is like right where that would be. I apologize too, my nose is stuffed up, man. I got a fever and my nose is stuffed up. I feel like that's just my life these days. For better or worse. It's not like, whoa, jeez. It's not awful, it's just annoying, right? Like I'm never in peak performance mode ever. Speaking of which, ooh, nice. So I exercised the other day, and you know, I don't think I've talked about this, but for, I want to say 2 years, I was exercising really hard, like really hard. I was on my medication for my RA, and it allowed me to kind of work out and, you know, not have a lot of pain or, you know, whatever. So I did. I worked out super hard for about, again, like 2 years. Strongest I've ever been, which I wasn't huge, but I don't know, I looked pretty good, I thought. Anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I worked out recently, right? I just can't do it anymore. Like not being on my meds, like it just messes me up. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like well, for one, my shoulders hurt like big time, like really, really bad. Like I'll have basically like a RA flare up in my shoulders. So I don't know if it's because of the way I bench. Actually, there's a lot more to that too. Like, so, oh boy, I was in a car accident when I was like 17. I won't go into how that happened, but ever since then, my body is like, it's off center. If that makes any sense. So like, I was in a pretty bad wreck, and my knee and my shoulder, like my shoulder went into the steering wheel, and my knee was messed up too. Ended up breaking my left arm. Knocked out some teeth, that sort of thing. And so anyways, I remember after I came out of my surgeries, they were like, I remember there was this bump in my arm, like this huge bump right where my shoulder would be. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's probably a calcium growth. You don't need to worry about it unless it bothers you. And, you know, I wasn't exercising or doing anything crazy, so it never really bothered me. But before I started exercising, you know, like a couple years back, I was like, let's go see a doctor just to make sure it's nothing crazy. And so they did some x-rays, and he's like, yeah, that's not calcium, because calcium shows up in x-rays. That's why you see your bones. And I was like, so what is it? He's like, I think it's muscle. And so what I really think it is, I think it's my bicep got pushed up into my shoulder. Like part of my bicep is in my shoulder. So anyways, as a result, like if I was to do a bench press, like normally if you put your hands out, like put your hands straight out in front of you, you could balance a ruler on there and it would be perfectly balanced, right? Well, yeah, for me it wouldn't be. Like it's more comfortable for my left arm to be like 6 inches above my right. And so when I bench, everything's kind of off balance. Or if I do push-ups, and even when I do squats, like my left side is like, it's like pushed back. It's really strange. And so I think that's partially what messes up my shoulder when I exercise. I don't know. It feels like an RA flare-up, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but yeah, just interesting. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, man, we've talked about a lot here. Oh god, not you. I almost want to reload that. I can't see you. It's weird because he's not really coming at me, and the second I put the chainsaw away, he's probably always going out to eat them. That's why. Where did you come from? But yeah, I kind of miss exercising. I was pretty heavy into it. Like I kept all my logs, and you know, like every exercise, like I did how many I did, how many sets, how many reps, and I just kept a journal, kind of just to like compare your progress. And also it's motivating. I don't ever think I look back like past a day or two, but I could pull up those books and see, you know, where I started at and where I was at. I mainly did it because I just wanted to look good, if I'm being honest. You know, that's why most people exercise. I didn't care about strength too much, but you know, I didn't want to be puny. And I am, you know, I am kind of large. I mean, not like heavy. It's weird because like people see me. I remember I met and saw my cousin, and he was like, I feel like he was on roids or something. He was huge. But anyways, he's like, you're a big guy. You probably squat like 300. I'm like, God, no, what the heck? Like people always think I can do way more than I can. I think part of that too is, you know, because I have an autoimmune disorder. Like, it's like having a big engine. Well, hold on. It's like having a huge car, but the engine won't push it. You know what I mean? So, like, I look big, but the thing that powers my muscles is just, like, fatigued, and I just can't. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. I've talked way too much this episode. I apologize. Let's spend a little bit of time focusing on the game here. Like, I don't think... You know what? Have we seen... Oh, never mind. I know the answer. I was going to say, have we seen a key yet since we started playing Of Eternity? But there was that one level that had, you know, all the keys, actually. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of secrets I'm missing here. Like, I'm pulling switches and I'm not knowing what they're opening. Yeah, I'm not sure. Still, there's only 12 guys left, so we're not doing too bad here. Should be close to the end. There's gotta be a rumble room here? No? And I picked up a new gun, didn't I? Yeah, that one. Wait. Oh, it is new. I keep thinking of the previous act. Oh, okay. I wonder what the difference is between these green ones. I just feel like they take more hits. They're not any faster, they don't feel like... Oh, you hear that? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a good attention to detail there. Can appreciate that. Oh, you know what? I bet you shoot this. Okay. Oh, there's blue armor in there. I will take that. Alright. Question is, though, how do I get back to that? I'm afraid one of these teleports is just gonna, like, straight up... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say straight up just end the level. I have no idea where I'm going. I think one of these leads back out to the main room. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, that's the exit. Okay, never mind. I bet that yellow portal probably took me back here somehow. Alright. Let's go find that armor. We're actually doing pretty well in terms of health and everything. Pretty sure that armor was over here. Right? No, okay. It's through here. So how do I get... Is it down here? Yeah, here we go. Cool, cool, cool. That's actually a huge pickup. I think I mentioned this before, but like blue armor, even though it has a higher like percentage value, I also feel like it blocks more. So like 200% armor with a green gives you way less protection than 200% that's blue, if that makes sense. I think it's a good way of describing it. Hello. Okay. That was not worth. Did I kill everyone? Nope. Oh well, I think it's going to be good enough here. So sorry, I just want to hop in here. I'm probably not going to do two just because I think the wife and kids will be home shortly. And, well, kids, I only have one. But I just want to talk about that stuff because it was like on my mind. I know if I wait a day, like because of how I'm so up and down, if I don't do it right away, I won't have the same enthusiasm. Which, you know, it is important when you're doing YouTube, I suppose. My enthusiasm is probably way below everyone else's. Even when I am enthusiastic, it's still like, you know, 10% of what theirs is. Did pretty good there. That was 19 minutes. That's not bad. Oh, what is this? In the farthest reaches, a light awoke and cast his luminous rays on all around him. He fashioned a world onto his image, created beasts of his will, and declared himself eternal ruler of his domain. But his hubris cast a sickness, and from distant worlds called forth the agent of retribution, drawn through the cosmos by his pride. It cast down his beasts, it rejected his rule, and through Lanus Eternal, it brought forth his doom. Oh, interesting. They got a little story with this. I'm pretty sure when I played this by myself, I just skipped it. That seemed fairly well written. Let's get a little preview of what's to come here. Okay, it's like a little castle-y thing. Anyways. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. If you leave a comment, I will respond. We can have a conversation. If you don't feel like it, I don't blame you. I still love you. I would like to know you, but that's cool. Anyways, guys, hope you're all having a good one. And as always, until next time, wait, have a good one. Sorry.